Welcome to Pound for Pound, the MMA podcast. And now, coming to the mic, your host, Jalen Walker.
Test. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pound for Pound, the MMA podcast. I'm your host, Jalen Walker. Let's get right into it today. Today we got Jeff back with us. Say what's up, Jeff.
How's it going?
Hey, everything's doing good. All right, so first, before we get into the fights tonight, I just want to go over UFC 251 with you. I did it on Wednesday. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it. First off, what do you think about that Max Holloway fight? Do you think he won that one?
I got to rewatch the third round. That's what it comes down to. I think Max definitely won 1 and 2, and Volkan definitely won 4 and 5. But Max had 4 more significant strikes in the third round, which is razor thin. So
Yeah.
I'd have to rewatch that round specifically and see, who was advancing, which strikes, were landed that were heavier and stuff like that.
Yeah, you went perfect on that night. You went 5 for 5.
5-0.
That was pretty nice. Oh, dude, Paige, that was kind of sad, dude. That was so quick. The emotion on her face. You gotta feel for her, man.
She was so emotional coming into the ring. I feel like she just wasn't in the right headspace and
Exactly.
just didn't really have a chance from the get.
Yeah, yeah, and unfortunate for her, but I hope.
Did you see Rebus is still there?
What do you mean? Oh yeah, she was in the
still on
crowd.
Fight Island. She wants to fight again.
Dude, yeah, she was just watching the fights Wednesday. I mean, why not? She's there.
Yeah.
It's you know what I mean. Give her a
Took
fight.
0 damage. You might as well.
Yeah, just do it. Who else? Is there anybody else there right now?
Not that I know of. But
Oh, okay.
I'm sure there is. I just
Okay.
don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. All right, so I mean, UFC 251. What about UFC 172? Any highlights for you? I went 4 and 5 that night. You didn't get your picks. You weren't on the show Wednesday, but
Right. It was interesting. I would have liked to see a finish from Cater, but
yeah.
what are you gonna do?
I mean-
I was pretty disappointed in the. It was the first fight of the night.
Wait, prelims or
my boy,
welterweight? Or
the first
welterweight?
fight of the main card.
Yeah, Abdul against Mountaineer.
My boy Abdul. I thought he was gonna get a
Me-
victory there. That was the only
I
one
chose
he
him.
missed.
Yeah, I
And
chose him.
he comes out swinging, lands so many bombs. I was like, this is over. Let's go. We got this. And he just took every single punch.
Yep.
I haven't seen anything like it. It was a really good fight.
It was pretty interesting to watch. All right, yeah. I was really satisfied kind of with that night. It wasn't that bad. It was some pretty good fights, and they're free. People, watch these fights. If you have cable, DirecTV, Spectrum, whatever you have, they're on ESPN mostly. If it's not a numbered UFC event like UFC 251, it's most likely on ESPN. So get out there and watch these. All right. Oh, yeah. What did you say? Oh, it's not tonight. It's on ESPN Plus
Well,
tonight.
the prelims are, but the main card's just on ESPN Plus.
Yeah, and Plus is like
I don't know
$3.99
if
or
I-
something. It's super inexpensive.
I have it.
Yeah. All right. So before we get into tonight's fights, I wanted to bring up something with you. The welterweight title. So people have been buzzing like, what's gonna happen? Is Usman gonna take a break? Who's gonna fight? Who deserves the next chance? What do you think? Do you think it'd be Masvidal versus Usman again, or Burns against Usman? Masvidal against Burns?
I think it's got to be Burns
Yeah.
next. They pretty much promised him a title fight,
Yeah.
and he happened to get COVID. So, I mean, you can't really take that away from him.
Yeah.
He earned the title fight.
Yeah.
So I think it's him, and then, you go from there.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, people don't realize this. Leon Edwards, he was offered the fight a while ago, but then something happened and he couldn't do it. It could have been COVID related also, I'm not sure. But why doesn't Leon Edwards get a rematch? Like, why? He's 8-0. He deserves it. So why not put maybe Leon Edwards against Burns, and then since they both had a promised title fight against Usman, and then have them bash it out, and then that leaves Masvidal out, or maybe Masvidal fights Leon Edwards while Burns fights Usman, and then the winner of Masvidal Edwards faces the winner of Burns Usman, which that makes sense to me. That makes perfect sense to me.
I was saying to you before when Burns had COVID and before they scheduled Masvidal, I was saying Leon Edwards makes the most sense to replace.
Exactly.
Because I figured they wouldn't be able to get a deal with Masvidal.
No.
But Masvidal didn't do enough in that title fight to get an immediate rematch.
Yeah.
I think he's got to win at least 2 fights before he gets a rematch. Yeah. Honestly, he lost 5-0 on 2 scorecards.
Yeah. Funny you bring that up because apparently Leon Edwards was offered the what's it called? The fight against Usman before Masvidal, but he said no, he needs more time because he knew he wanted to actually
take it on 6 days.
Yeah, because he knew, just like, look at Masvidal. Now he's in a situation where he might have to fight 2 more times to get the title shot.
Right.
And Leon Edwards has to fight one more.
Whoever it was going to lose that fight in 6 days' notice.
Yeah.
Whoever it was. You could pick a name, they were losing.
Yeah. Yep.
And I agree. That's smart.
Yeah, and the thing is with Leon Edwards, I have it right here. He's wait, I don't think that's right. Oh yeah, he has a win against Brian Barbarin, whatever his name is, Vincent Lequay, Albert. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, but that's decision, sub, decision, KO, decision, and like he's on a roll, man. Like that's pretty impressive, to be honest with you. But yeah, it says loss in here, but I'm not sure if that's right. That Kamaru Usman fight was a while. Yeah, that was 2015. Yeah, this is old. Don't look at that sheet I put up on there for you. That's not.
They moved. I mean, Dana White. The rankings are so subjective, but technically they moved Edwards above Masvidal in the rankings
After this fight.
Yeah, Leon Edwards is 3, Masvidal is 4.
They already did. Damn.
Yeah, and Covington's still 2. So I think and Burns is 1. So you got to go Burns, and then it's Covington or Edwards gets the next one.
Okay.
I would think.
All right. Well, on to UFC Fight Night. I guess they call it Fight Island 2. I think that is how they were doing Las Vegas 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is Fight Island 2. Let's start at the bottom of the card, the flyweight. Alexandra Pantoja, I believe. Is that how you pronounce his name? Pantoja?
Pantoja, I think.
Pantoja, yeah. And Askar Askarov.
That's one I'm actually really excited for.
Really? What are you excited for?
Askarov, I think they're sleeping on his wrestling.
Dude, he only has made $30,000 in his entire MMA career.
How much did he get for his UFC fights?
It couldn't have been that much.
Because he's been in 2.
Yeah.
So you've been.
I mean, so
you would think his win.
Maybe it was 15 and 15.
Yeah.
Wherever he was fighting before, they weren't getting
like 2 good names.
Yeah.
With Moreno and then Elliott.
Yeah. Yeah, he beat Elliott decision, and it was a 3rd round decision, and then a split decision, and then a technical submission in round 2 against Alban. How do you pronounce the name? Who was that?
It's Russian League.
Oh, okay. And like
I don't know what they pay over there.
Yeah.
But Pantoja, I mean, has had some good fights. He beat Moreno, right, who Askarov lost to, or tied with, I mean.
Yep.
And then he fought Figueiredo to decision.
Yep.
I mean, he lost, but he survived.
Yep.
So I mean, I get why Pantoja's favorite, but not that much, man. He's a heavy favorite, and Askarov's undefeated.
Yep. Yep, it's gonna be an interesting fight with the Bullet, and I don't know. Alexandra, he's formerly from the Black House, and now he's on American Top Team. So that's a pretty big come up right there, going straight to American Top Team. Like that's not no joke,
his
man.
name is the Cannibal. If we want to just start calling him that, easier to pronounce.
The Cannibal, I like it. We'll call Askar the Bullet, because I think that's his name too.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
What kind of name is the Bullet? I understand you punch hard, but
I don't even know if it's the Bullet. I think it's just Bullet.
Yeah. What's your favorite nickname in UFC?
That's a tough one.
Yeah. I gotta keep it original. I just gotta go at Cowboy.
Queen of Violence later.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good.
Cowboy Cerrone is just so simple because it works on every level. Cowboy Cerrone, man. You know, who's the Damage? Who is that again? So and so the Damage something. Who is it? Let me look. He has it tattooed on his Damage. He has it tatted on his chest. Where is it at? Who is it? Yeah, Derek Elkins. Darren Elkins.
Okay, yeah, he's been around a while.
Yeah, he has it tatted on his chest, and it's
That's
horrible.
pretty good.
There's a video on YouTube of Dana White like guessing and judging UFC fighters' tattoos, and they just show that one. He's like, "Who the hell is that?" And he's like, he just completely forgets. I don't think he pays attention like that. He's
got so much going on.
Yeah. All right. So next fight, Erin Lipski versus Luana Carolina or what is that?
Carolina, you got
Carolina, yeah. These names, man, on these
two
cards.
Brazilian
These are
ladies going at it.
these. I mean, there's 5 people in this card that I actually like have watched and know about and can like talk about, and it's just some of these. I don't know. It's very interesting that the people he's choosing, but yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting fight. Lipski is a Muay Thai fighter. She's 12-5, and Luana is 6-1, and she's coming off of she won her 3 fights before Dana White's Contender Series, which was she won decision, 3 rounds 5 minutes, and then she won UFC 237, the first Rose versus Amanda, and then she won by unanimous decision 3 rounds. So this is her 3rd fight in the UFC. She's going against someone who's lost twice in the UFC and won once, which Lipski, and that was, I don't even know, that was UFC Fight Night. I'm not sure, but I don't know.
I think
seemed,
was that the one I was at?
Was it?
I don't know. Let me look.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was a Jacare main event, but it was a different one.
Okay. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I'm surprised they're putting Carolina up against some weak talent. I'm not gonna say she's weak talent, but from what I've looked at, she's not that worrisome of opponent. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is I get losing your first UFC fight because you have the UFC jitters. You know, it's a big step up in competition, so a lot of times you underestimate it and you're not ready.
Yep.
But when you come in for your second UFC fight, that's when you bounce back, and you see a lot of fighters come back and win.
Mm-hmm.
She unfortunately got matched up against Molly McCann, who is no joke, you know, in her own right. So she lost that one, and then she was finally able to get it together for the 3rd UFC fight. Yep. So depending on which Lipski we're going to see here tonight is really going to come down to whether or not she wins or not. If it's the Lipski from her UFC debut, absolutely not. It looked horrible. But in this last fight, she was fairly dominant. Of course, it was against a lower opponent, but we'll see. Carolina also has a pretty a reasonably significant reach advantage here, I believe.
I'm not sure.
So that's gonna be real interesting. And being both Brazilians and having, you know, both submission ability,
it's interesting.
I don't think this one goes to the ground.
She's not Brazilian jiu-jitsu either. She's just Muay Thai mostly, and that's pretty interesting coming from a fighter. You know
right?
I mean?
Yeah, they have her just listed as fighting style striker.
Yeah.
So having, you know, a mostly on the feet match where you have a reach disadvantage is going to be a tough fight for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited. I wasn't really excited about that fight until I started getting into it, and we're gonna see. I think that first fight between the Bullet and Cannibal is gonna be a lot more interesting, and this is gonna be like a more like slow, relaxed fight. But we'll get surprised. We never know. You know what I mean?
think it's going to be very technical striking.
You think so?
If you're really into the technicality of, you know, back and forth, almost like a boxing match, I think that you'll really like it.
Yeah, I feel that. All right, cool. Next fight. Which one? Let me get down to it.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, Mark versus Raphael Sava Ottoman. That's what we're gonna call him, Ottoman. These names are killing me today. I found Raphael. He actually went to the police academy. And is he from Russia or Turkey? I can't remember. Raphael.
I can't pronounce the country. It's, it's a Kyrgyzstan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I put it down. Yeah. It's really interesting, man. That former police officer, now UFC fighter. I don't know if he can use any of that into his technique, but I'm not sure. But Mark is 14-3, used to train, or he does train with American Top Team, purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Raphael, he trains Muay Thai, so he's more of that boxing, that kickboxing stance, you know what I mean? But you got Mark coming out with the Jiu-Jitsu. If he gets him to the ground,
that's how I think.
I don't know.
That's how I think this fight's gonna go. I think he's gonna be trying to take him down the entire time.
Unless he's as good as Thiago when he went against John Jones, and John couldn't get him on the ground at all. And Thiago was Muay Thai mostly and kickboxing and stuff, and he still kept him from taking him to the ground. So maybe he'll use those techniques that he might have seen in that situation, or I'm not sure how he's gonna adapt, but we'll see. Maybe he'll just knock him out. Maybe he won't even go to the ground. Who knows? It could be.
I think that's his way of victory, Raphael. I think he's gonna have to get a knockout if he's gonna win the fight.
Yeah.
But once again, he's got the less of a reach, so he's gonna have to step in and take one to throw one, and we'll see if he can avoid a takedown like that.
Yep, it's gonna be really interesting. I'm excited about that one actually. You got Mark coming off 2 wins, all 3-round decisions. Man, a lot of these fighters are coming off 3-round decisions, unanimous decisions. What's going on? That's.
But even that little losing streak that Mark was on, those are all top ranked opponents there.
Yeah.
Dan Hooker, Nasrat, like those are some good guys. So it's not, it's no shame losing to them. And then he beat Joe Duffy, who's on this card tonight, who's a extremely heavy favorite tonight.
Yeah.
That's a big win for him right there. And then if you look at Raphael, this is going to be his 3rd fight in the UFC.
Yep.
He did exactly what I was saying. He lost his first fight, had the UFC jitters, it's a step up, and then came back, had it together in his second fight. Let's see how he performs round 3.
Yep. And I think a lot of these fights might go into round 3 tonight. Like these first few fights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be that explosive, but as you know, you never know. I mean, look at last Saturday. Who was it? Was it the second fight? Guy just hit him with a left hook on the chin and just collapsed like out of nowhere.
There was only one fight in the prelims that went the distance.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was the 30-26.
Because they're hungry, man. They want that money. They want that main card spot.
Debuts tonight.
Dude, something Dana, I really, really liked what Dana said. He said, yo, UFC is not a career. It's an opportunity. I was like, wow. And that makes sense because if you're not performing like Daniel Cormier was saying, he was saying when he's the champ and he was going to get someone that's never been the champ, he's going to get so much money from that. But in his situation right now, it's Stipe. Stipe was a champ, then DC was a champ. Or no. Sorry. How'd it go again? DC took it from Stipe.
Yeah.
Stipe now taking it back from Daniel Cormier.
Yep.
And now Daniel Cormier, he's hungry. But the thing is, he's getting paid the same amount as Stipe now. You know what I mean? Because he was the title holder. Like when you get up in there and you're going back and forth with these, when you get into a trilogy, at any point in a trilogy, both fighters should be getting paid the same amount of money. It doesn't matter who you are. If you guys have fought and this is the 3rd time, you guys got to match your pay. I don't care what's the outcome, what happened before, you got to match it. And if something happens,
it's 1-1 at that point.
Yeah, it's like, okay, he could be the title shot, but that's what he's doing here. But just give them the money. They have so much money. I mean, they're losing $100 million this year, but like, that's nothing to them. The UFC, we'll see. That irks me a little bit, but I'm excited for that though. That DC Stipe card. And then Sean O'Malley got added to it. Lord have mercy. He's on the main card.
Guys on that one.
Is he like the? What is he like the second?
He's the first fight of the main card, so the 5th overall.
They did that. Damn. I wish he would have been like the 2nd or 3rd.
But that's better because if they would have made him 4th or 3rd, like the one that kicks off the main card is always, they make sure it's a good fight.
Yeah.
Like tonight, I think that the 5th fight tonight, the one none of us can say the name for, Bullet versus the Cannibal, is better than the women's fight that's 4th. They put that one there to kick off, so it grabs everyone's attention and gets hyped for the rest of the card.
Exactly. Yep, that's gonna be an insane fight. We'll be talking about that. We'll be prepared for that. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the co-main event. Now, this to me is my favorite fight of the night. I mean, the main event's cool and all, but Kelvin Gaslum versus Jack Herman's. I always just say Jack. Hermanson. Thank you. So many.
I only know because I saw him live.
Yeah, he's the Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's 20-5. Trains with Frontline Academy. He has 11 knockouts, 5 submissions, 4 by decision, and he has 5 losses, 2 by knockout, 2 by submission, and 1 by decision. And then if we go ahead and look over at Kelvin Gaslum, which I just want to, since I have this platform now, I just want to put this out there. Kelvin Gaslum versus Otasanya was an incredible fight, and it deserved everything it got, the awards it got, because that's really what put Kelvin on the map for me after seeing that. Like, he was well known, but after that fight with Otasanya, I was like, man, he can fight. He really, really can fight. And losing to someone like Otasanya, like, you got to keep your head up for that. Like, Otasanya's potentially could be one of the greatest MMA fighters that we've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like, he's getting up there. So, kudos to Kelvin. But he has 21 wins, or 15 wins, sorry. 6 by knockout, 4 by submission, 5 by decision. He has 5 losses, 1 by submission, and 4 by decision. And he has 1 no contest. Do you know who the no contest was against?
No, it was Victor Belfort.
Okay, interesting. What was it?
2017. I don't know.
Was it a 3-round fight? 5-round fight?
No, it got stopped in the first round, 3 minutes and 52 seconds in.
Interesting.
Probably an eye poke or something illegal, and it was too early to call it.
Wow. I'll have to look into that more or something. But yeah, 1 decision. I mean, we'll get into who do you have for the fight later, but
I already know who you have based on how you said his name. I can already.
I mean, I got respect for the kid, man. He stood in there with Adesanya and was accepting those blows and was not scared. Like, oh man, he kills it. But he's with King's MMA, and United MMA. He used to be with King, sorry, but he's a black belt in 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. And then you got the Joker. Like I said, he's from Frontline Academy. The Joker's, he won 4 out of 5 of his last fight. He's coming off a loss. And then you got Gaslum, of course. He lost to Adesanya, which was just an incredible fight. But then he lost to Darren Till, which this really upsets me. Gaslum came from that Adesanya fight, 5-round fight, and then they're just going to put him into a 3-round fight with Darren Till? I understand the title, but like, hey, give him like a co-main event, make it 5 rounds. Like, don't digress with fighters. Like, let him stay in that prime spot. Like, I don't know. Like, 15 minutes wasn't enough.
It was a co-main event.
Was it really? And it still wasn't?
Co-main events are only 3.
Really?
It was the night of Masvidal, Nate Diaz.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was the second fight on that card.
Yep, you're right. See, I just don't, because it was a split decision, but we don't know what could have happened in those championship rounds. But that's why they're called the championship rounds, because I don't know.
It was a split decision, but like, what were the judges on?
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Dana mentioned that too in the press conference.
One judge had it 30-27 Gaslin. That was the one judge that went for him, and then another judge had it 30-27 Till.
The judging's off, man.
What are we doing?
UFC judging hasn't been right for the past 2 years, man. Sometimes they're spot on, and sometimes they're just so off. And like, they call them out. What was it? I think it was the
Dana
first.
Said,
what did Dana say?
Don't leave it to the judges.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But the thing about it, the first Las Vegas event, Las Vegas won. I think something happened, and like, Joe or someone just said it out loud. It's like, that's absurd. Are these judges idiots or something like that? And the place just got even more quiet because the judges can hear them. I mean, they're right there, but Joe doesn't care. So he puts them on Front Street. And I mean, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know how these judges get certified, approved. I don't know what the criteria is, but something needs to change. Something definitely needs to change.
I assume that they were, and it doesn't look like they are, but I assume they were at least like counting strikes. You know, it doesn't. I've seen a scorecard. They don't.
Really?
They just write down the number at the end of the round. It's like anybody could do.
Well, they have the thing.
They have clickers.
I think they have one in each hand.
Okay.
Because they have one for each fighter.
Sure, yeah. Like, if you're not counting the strikes, how do you know?
I think some judges for significant strikes, I think they put a tally, and then regular strikes. Since there's so many, I think I've seen a guy like lean in when he's like clicking before a judge, but they try to keep the judges off camera. They try to keep them in the back a little bit.
Right.
I think the judges should be there, but I think instead of small monitors, they really should have enlarged displays. Like, why not? They don't need commentary monitors. Like, they need to actually see what's going on, what's hitting. Like, I mean, they can hear it, but I don't know. We'll see.
Sometimes blocking a kick is very loud.
All right, main event: Figueiredo versus Joseph. I always forget. I always mess up his name.
Benavidez.
Thank you. I'll let you do that. Interesting fight. Last time, I don't know if you want to tell what happened last time with the weight and the title
Last
situation.
time the weight messed me up so bad. I'm all ready to pick Figueiredo. He's a slight underdog, and I'm like, why is he even an underdog? He's only lost one fight. He's gonna win this fight.
Yep.
And he misses weight, and I was like, oh man, Benavidez is gonna lose now. He missed weight. Pick Benavidez. Benavidez wins the first round, and then they clash heads, and he gets knocked out in the second round.
Yep.
Tragic.
Very tragic. All he had to do was make
Now
weight.
Benavidez is over a 2-1 favorite in this. I mean, Figueiredo's over a 2-1 favorite in this one.
Yep.
And I don't know if it should be that big of a gap. Benavidez has lost to 4 people in his UFC career.
I mean, dude, the thing about it is everything is just so backwards sometimes when it comes to this whole situation and just gauging fighters and what they can do and who's the better fighter. You know what I mean? There's so many variables and so many statistics and so many thoughts and like literally I have a feeling that a lot of this stuff just changes from people's thoughts and hype over social media, just in general through people. And I feel like that's why we get such shocking moments in the UFC sometimes, because someone's going to get like dumped on so much, like, oh, this person's not going to do anything, not do anything. They come out, put the person out with the right hook, and then it's all over Twitter. I mean, they thrive off that.
Everyone has that lasting image of Figueiredo knocking out Benavidez.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not saying Benavidez is going to win the fight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it should be a closer odds than it is. It's going to be a closer fight than they're saying it's going to be.
Yeah.
Benavidez has only lost to Dominic Cruz twice,
Yep.
okay, legend. Demetrius Johnson twice, the best to ever fight in the division.
Yep.
Right? Sergio Pettis, okay, that's probably a bad one. And then Figueiredo's last fight.
Yep.
He's lost to 4 people. Only one of them is pretty much not a champion.
Yeah.
But here's the issue, though.
What's the issue, Jeff? Tell me the issue.
In 6 of those losses that he has, 4 of them have been for the title. This man has fought for the title 4 separate times and has lost every single time. The man doesn't have the clutch gene, and I hate to say it because he's a likable guy. He works real hard. He's a cool guy, but he gets to the mountaintop and then falls off the mountain.
He doesn't. What'd you say? He doesn't.
He doesn't have the clutch gene.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. He doesn't.
Tied up in the 4th quarter, he's got the ball and he misses the shot. He misses the game winner.
Oh, he just doesn't have the gene. That's all it is. It's just a gene,
doesn't.
It's that Mamba mentality, in a
Something
sense.
like that.
Yeah. All right. But you got a stacked card here. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be a fun night. I think people are gonna be kind of like a little surprised at how good this card might be. I think they're going to be...
The undercard is going to be pretty good,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Montel Jackson's fighting. I love Montel Jackson.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Super excited about that. Like I said, Joe Duffy as well, and then Grant Dawson. Those are all 3 killers.
Stonehold killers. Like, for real. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Is everyone still there, though? Like, is it still Bisping as commentary?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He was on. Did you see?
Yeah, I started looking forward to a fight. Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
He's on one of those rock climbing walls.
Oh yeah, did you see the episode?
Yeah.
It was like 17 minutes. It was looking forward to a fight, but Dean Thomas couldn't make it because he tested positive. Because they flew out what's his name? Matt Sierra, which I love Matt, man. That dude is hilarious. But dude, can we talk about something real quick? Why is Dana White such a punk? Why does, in every episode of looking forward to a fight, when they were in Hawaii, he wouldn't jump off the cliff. He was up there for 4 hours, just wouldn't jump into the water. Other things, he just bails out, says, oh, I'm not doing that. The shark diving, wouldn't do it. And then the skydiving stuff, he saw Michael Bisping get into the skydiving thing. And Bisping, he's a wild temper, and he doesn't let anybody listen to him. And he's just moving all around, and the guy's trying to hold him down and stuff. And he looks terrified in there. And Dana looks at Matt, and he's like, I'm not doing it. I'm good. He was all geared up, ready to do it, and just wouldn't do it.
He's just scared of heights, bro.
But it's not just, but don't sign up for it or have it on the show and then you're going to chicken out. Like, it's your show. It's your company.
I guess.
Like, do something that you can do. Like, what do you want to do, Dana?
It's easy to think you're going to be able to do it until you get up there and then you look down.
I mean, yeah, but they weren't even going that high. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't going high at all. Like, the one dude, though, he shot up and Dana's mouth dropped. The dude, I don't know. It was pretty impressive because this is the biggest one in the world. The biggest skydiving tunnel in the world. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like 103 feet.
Yeah.
And the dude shot up, and Dana's looking at him like, what the hell? And he just dives. That would scare me, just seeing that guy. I wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing all that.
Especially if you weren't expecting it all.
Because, what happens when a guy just goes a little bit too high and just fades off? And
right?
Yeah. Oh, man, that's funny.
I'd want to get more information on that before I'd commit into anything. Do my research.
I feel that. All right, let's go ahead and get into these. Let's go ahead and get into these picks.
Real quick.
All right,
let me ask you one thing about the main event here.
Go ahead.
So, tell me your thoughts on this. So, Figueiredo, right, tested positive for COVID.
Correct.
It was a false positive because he already had it 2 months ago, right?
Yep.
So he wasn't flown out until weigh-in day.
Really?
Like, yes, he didn't get there till yesterday. Weighed in. Do you think that's going to affect him at all?
Nah.
Or you think it's going to be no problem?
Nah, he's good.
It's a long flight.
He's good, Jeff. He's fine.
All right.
He's fine. He's.
I was worried about the weight again, but he made weight all good.
As long as he made weight and he seems healthy, he's fine.
And then everyone's making a big deal, and I don't think it's anything. But
Yeah.
Gaslin stumbled off the scale.
No way.
He could have just tripped over his feet. It could be nothing. But he stumbled, and everyone's freaking out like he was about to pass out for the weight, and he can't do the cut.
I mean, it might be a time difference. Dude's probably tired. He's probably trying to get his schedule on track or do something.
I mean, it was like the slightest stumble. I didn't even notice it when I saw it live.
Yeah.
And then I saw it on Reddit, and everyone was freaking out saying he stumbled, and he's not going to be able to do it. So that's something to look for as well.
Interesting. God, I wish you would have said that. Damn it.
Like I said, I don't think it's anything, but
you don't think it's anything until later on tonight when he gets knocked out. He tells us about it.
In the third round.
Yeah.
And I'm like, told you.
I swear to God, Jeff. All right, let's get into these picks. I'm gonna have them both come up on the screen, so we'll both give our pick and then we'll say it. Don't do it just yet, Drew. Who you got, Jeff, going into the flyweight battle? You got what's his nickname again?
I got Askarov. I got the Bullet.
You got Bullet? I got the Bullet also. I don't got the Cannibal. All right, go ahead and put that up there, Drew.
I think they're underestimating his wrestling.
Yeah, 100%. I'm right there with you, Jeff. We're right on the same page. 100%.
He got kicked in the face pretty hard against Moreno, and he took it. He took it like a champ. So
he
I don't
sure
think he
did.
Knocked out either.
Not a lot of people can just get kicked in the face like that and just like
He was
be
stunned
cool
for a
with
minute,
it.
but
You
he
know what I mean?
bounced back. They finished the fight. It was a draw.
Yeah, it was a good fight. All right, next fight, Lipski versus Carolina. I got Carolina.
So do I.
Yep, I think she's going to put that up there, Drew. I think Carolina's gonna take care of work. It probably will be a decision, unfortunately, but I think she'll get the job done.
All right. I think she's gonna just piece her up from the outside.
This will be her 4th decision in a row. But that's crazy. Wow, that is her 4th decision in a row. I wonder what it feels like to be a fighter and just knowing that you can't knock someone out. You can't get the job done. You don't have that finishing gene, as you
if
say.
You're down in the 3rd round, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, why? That must be so
you
frustrating.
Be ready to go from the minute the bell.
I have a feeling they don't really care about the pain. Like, that's the one thing being a fighter. You just gotta that's just part of it. That's like if you go outside and the wind blows, you're gonna feel the wind, or if it's winter, you're gonna feel how cold it is. You're gonna get punched in there. So you got to get used to it. They're more frustrated that they're getting hit, but they can't finish. Like, they can't all that training, 6 to 8 weeks, and they can't. Oh, it probably drives them crazy, and that's why that's probably why Mike Perry's going off on people. To be honest with you. But all right, next fight, Marky Mark versus Raphael. What are you thinking?
I got the bone crusher, Marky Mark.
Same. I do too. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I think.
I mean, Raphael just doesn't have as much experience.
I think he's going to be clumsy.
Gonna get taken into some deep waters that he's not used to.
Yeah, I think he's going to be very clumsy. I really do. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, Jack versus Kelvin. What do you got, Jeff?
I got Hermanson.
I got Gaslum.
I already know.
We can bet some money on this fight if you want.
Yeah, it's pretty even.
You want to bet this fight? I'll text you after this.
Yeah.
I'll text you after. I'm serious.
But I was pretty disappointed when he lost the Cannonier. He was riding high. Won like 5 fights in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about him. If he wins this, he might be able to get to a title shot or #1 contender shot or something like that. And he just got knocked out, and I did not see that coming. So let's hope he bounces back. But I mean, they're both looking for bounce backs here. So it's who's got more resilience. I think Hermanson's wrestling is gonna help, but Gaslin, he can wrestle too.
Yeah, he can wrestle, and he got them hooks and them uppercuts. He was hitting Otasanya with some of those, man, and Otasanya, that might be one of the most. That might be one of the most damage I think Otasanya took. Was that the Silva fight? He didn't take that much damage. You know what I mean? Like, that was. Come on.
I think he's gonna be on his back though, so it's gonna be a little tougher.
Yeah. Well, you think he'll be on his back the whole time, or you think it'll be like here and there he'll get up?
If Herman's gonna win, he better be on his back the whole time. At least 2 of the rounds, he better be on his back.
We'll see. I can just see him not going to ground at all, and you're just like screaming at the TV. Like, take him down.
Yeah, I'm rooting for a boring fight.
I hate when you bet on the when you always bet on like a knockout over later on, the over, because like we'll be watching and I'll be so excited to see like a mean combination, and you'll just be on FaceTime just like terrified.
It's like, we're all friends here. Come on, we're all good. No, because when you pick the over in UFC, you're literally rooting against the sport.
Exactly.
Like you're rooting against action.
But
it's like, at least in like team sports, when you pick the under, it's like you're rooting for defense. That's at least part of it. But like, you're rooting for no action. It sucks.
It does, but I feel like a lot of the bets you've placed, some of your biggest hitting bets were your overs. You know what I mean?
But it's still my least favorite.
I know it is. It's everyone's least favorite.
I hate myself.
It's the worst. Or when you like when you know like you want it to be a knockout, but you've bet like decision, like 5th round decision, you're just like, God, yeah, it's funny, man.
Like, only really hurt him, keep him conscious.
Yeah, just like pepper him up a little bit, just push him back a little bit. Didn't really dig into it.
I'm yelling at Herb Dean. I'm like, Herb, he's fine. Like, I don't even know, man.
Herb, let it go. Yeah, Herb's living a life over there, probably just like relaxing. They make so much money as referees, man. They make a ton of money.
Some of the fighters,
dude.
You see the ring girls make more than some of the fighters.
What?
I read an article that said that.
I gotta see proof of that. If you're telling me, not trying to be sexist or anything, but if you're telling me someone that carries a number around and comes back out of the ring is getting paid more than someone that is trained for 6 to 8 weeks and had to cut weight and hurt their body and their mind and their spirit and to put that energy on it. I mean, that's it. I mean, look at Cyborg. Cyborg almost gave up fighting because of weight cutting. I don't know if you ever watched a documentary. It's heart-wrenching to see her get in those hot tubs and the sauna and her skin's like it sucks. So if they're getting paid more than fighters, man, they need to fix that. I'm sorry. They do a great job letting us know what round it is. I mean, it's on the screen already, but
it's cool. It's good atmosphere when you're there.
Yeah. Oh Jesus, Jeff. I mean, yeah, but it's just a culture though with boxing. Like ring girls have been around for so long, but I don't know. They shouldn't be getting paid more than the fighters.
But they're
that's
doing
absurd.
all 13 fights.
Yeah.
Whereas
I mean,
fighters
Bruce
only
Buffer
doing
gets
five.
paid more than mostly every fighter on the card. We gotta remember he's announcing every single fight. I
Yeah.
mean, he's there the whole night. But all right, last one, Jeff.
Ladies and
Oh
gentlemen,
wait, something's playing.
this is the main event of the evening.
I didn't expect that. I like that. Nice, Drew. Nice. All right, the main event of the evening, Jeff. Who do you got, Figueiredo or Joseph?
I got Figueiredo, does it again, knocks him out.
Same. I don't think it's gonna be a knockout. I think it'll be a decision, but I got Figueiredo. And if
I'm worried about a decision, man.
Really?
Figueiredo, I feel like he's gonna die out in rounds 4 and 5. I'm hoping
Yeah.
he wins 1, 2, and 3, but he
Yeah.
lost round 1 last time.
Yep.
So he's got some real strong hands. I'm hoping he puts him down. But
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I wanted to put him down, but my gut's telling me it's gonna be a decision. I think he's probably in his mind from the last time. He's probably gonna be a little over cocky. You know what I mean? He thinks he can do this again. He thinks he should be the champ already. You know, if he didn't miss weight,
He would be.
he would be the champion.
Yeah.
Like, that's your fault, bro. You
Yeah.
just did. And then he tried to come out and make excuses. And then he finally came out and said, I'm a man. Like, I miss weight. It's on me. There's no excuses, which I respect, but don't come out making excuses.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, you're a professional. This is what you do for a living. Like, it's an 8-week span, and you're expected to make weight at the end of that. Like, get it done. Championship fight. I can understand when it's fighters not in a championship fight. This is a championship fight. You have been training your whole career for this fight, and you're just not going to make weight.
Masvidal can make weight on 6 days' notice.
Exactly.
being 22
He
pounds
lost
over,
22
what
pounds
are
in
you
6
doing?
days, dude.
So what are you doing, man?
It's bad coaching at that point, I think. I think it's bad
Something.
coaching or nutrition or whatever it is. But you got to remember, some of these fighters are loyal to their old coaches and stuff. Some of these fighters won't transfer to the AKA or American Top Team or any of those. Even back then, people wouldn't go to like the Lions Den with Ken Shamrock because they were sticking with their OGs. Like, look at Nate Diaz. He's been with, oh man, this is going to kill me. I forgot his name. His boxing coach. Old dude, white hair. Everyone knows who he is. He's an OG. I know. We'll get off Nate Diaz in a minute. But like, he's an OG. Like, these fighters like to bring their OGs with them, and it's hard for them to transfer into these bigger organizations of training. But it's what some of them need to do. They need these planned out schedules and coaching to get the job done, and not just like wing it. They're not winging it, but you know what I mean. They need like a higher above, like, hey, this happens, we're on schedule. It's not just some guy saying, all right, if you don't cut weight tomorrow, you're not gonna fight. Like, it just needs to be more regulated, man. But
It's gonna be interesting. See if Benavidez can finally break through that ceiling and get himself a belt.
I didn't watch the weigh-ins. When he weighed in and like was in on weight, like, did he seem relieved? Did people like cheer? Like,
No, he just acted normal about it.
Inside he's probably
Who was
freaking
there
out.
to cheer?
Yeah, I don't know.
He was probably pumped in, but you know what you are before you get to the scale.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
not like it's the first time you're weighing yourself that day. Like, oh, I hope I make it. Like, he knew he was on weight when he rolled in. So
Yeah. All right, Jeff. Fight. What time is it? Fights start early prelims or prelims? Are there early prelims tonight?
yeah, 20. Well, it's all one, so I guess it's just prelims.
So
But it's
prelims,
all-
no early
it's all-
prelims, just regular prelims. They start at 5. ESPN, correct?
Yeah, ESPN.
ESPN.
And then at 8, it goes to ESPN Plus.
All right, and then and at 8 o'clock goes to ESPN Plus.
Got heavyweights to start off the night. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. It's
Always
gonna be
a nice way to do it.
so enjoyable when heavyweights get in there and lay it down. You know what I mean? Wait, before we go, I want to ask you this. I was thinking about this a lot. Stipe versus DC. Whoever wins that fight, who do you think fights the winner?
It has to be the Predator. Has to be Nagano.
Amen, brother.
And I want DC to win because I want to see that fight more than I want to see Stipe and Ngannou
Yeah.
too.
So I'm gonna give you my theory real quick before we go. I don't know if you follow ESPN on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. I don't know if you've realized they've been posting a lot of videos of him. A lot
Yeah.
of videos of him getting like punched in the stomach, like taking it, like working
I've
out.
seen those.
I think they're
Training
doing
with
that.
The Rock.
Yeah, dude, that was insane. Dude, I think
Yeah.
did you see him on the punching bag? How fast he's getting?
Yeah, they want him to win.
Yeah, I think what's gonna happen is I think they're hyping him up because I think they're gonna try to. Remember when DC or when Brock Lesnar came in and pushed DC and it was like that WWE thing? I think they're trying to do that on a different level. They're trying to get Ngannou like more popular, and then once the Stipe DC fight's over, I think Stipe is gonna win. I'm just calling that right now. But I think Stipe would fight Ngannou, or Stipe or DC. They both might retire in August, to be honest. Why not go out on this? It's the third of an amazing trilogy that we have experienced in the past 2 years. Well, some of the best heavyweight fights I've seen, some of the best and fastest combinations from heavyweight fighters in the UFC. Like, I can see them both going out. DC was thinking about retiring after he lost.
Yeah.
But, we'll see.
And he was thinking about retiring before that, too.
Yeah. I mean, he's
been like in and out of retirement.
He's getting so much money. I don't know if you know this, but after we were gonna watch some gameplay of UFC 4 today, but we decided not to. I don't know if you know, Joe Rogan's not a commentator in the game. It's DC now. Yeah,
There you go.
DC.
That's because Joe refuses to travel outside the country, and it's such a worldwide entity, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's just that. I think it's just since he was working on that deal with podcasts or Spotify and stuff like that, and I think it would have conflicted with a lot of things, and I think
Ngannou sells tickets, man.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be so
If
good.
you can have a champion with that kind of knockout power that can end the fight at any time.
Yeah. So if Stipe and Andrew, go ahead and change me back to, or I can do it. I got it. If Stipe and DC both retire, who fights the Predator?
I don't even know.
What do you think? We'll end it on this.
Let me pull up the rankings here.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I wasn't ready for the heavyweight stuff today.
Curtis Blades.
I wouldn't be upset with that. His last fight wasn't that as impressive, but
he's 3. I mean, Derek Lewis is 4.
See, Derek Lewis. So people forget about this.
He beat Ngannou.
Yes, he beat Ngannou, but Stipe lost the belt to DC. Stipe cried about it for like 6 months. DC said, fuck you, I'm going to go fight if you don't want to do a rematch. So DC went and fought Derek Lewis. Great fight. Right. Derek Lewis lost. And he came back and fought Stipe, lost to Stipe. So in my eyes, Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis need to fight immediately. They need to get that fight like now. Just throw it up. Maybe when they come back to Abu Dhabi in September, throw it on that card. They're already thinking Masvidal, Leon Edwards on that card if that's what's going to happen. Why not put those 2 fights on that card, main event, co-main event? That's phenomenal. That's a fire co-main event. Derek Lewis versus Curtis Blades, and then Masvidal versus Leon Edwards as the pay-per-view or the main event.
So I'm the more I look at it now, your hypothetical question.
Overeem's still there. Walt Harris
and Cormier both retire. It has to be Derek Lewis that fights Ngannou.
Yeah.
Because Curtis Blades, Ngannou's knocked out twice.
Yep.
Right? Why do that again? The next person is Junior Dos Santos.
Don't need that.
He got knocked out by Ngannou real quick as well.
You can skip over the next person.
Then you have Rosenstrike. Drew knocked out by Ngannou. And you have Overeem knocked out by Ngannou.
Rosen destroyed Overeem's lip though. He had some power, man. But he got destroyed by Ngannou.
Only one on there that's beaten Ngannou.
This is how the ranking should be. It should be Stipe, DC, Ngannou, Derek Lewis, Overeem, and then Walt Harris. And then after that, I don't care. That should be the rankings.
What?
Just because
lost to
what?
Overeem.
I know Walt Harris did, but before that, he was a dominant. You got to remember everything that went on with his life and his stepdaughter. But I mean, Curtis Blades, he can't beat Ngannou
ever.
But he can't beat Ngannou.
Okay. Neither can any of those guys on that list besides Derek Lewis.
I think with the right training and the right cardio, Walt Harris could beat Ngannou.
Because it lost Overeem.
But like I said, stamina. The first 2 minutes, first round of that fight was going off, but he just doesn't have the cardio. He doesn't have it. He won that whole first round. The ref should have stopped that. I still am very upset about that fight.
Yeah, I was pretty upset.
That should have been stopped. Once Overeem went down and put his head to the side and he just hit him with those 3, like that should have been stopped. But you let him get up. If he gets his stamina down, Walt Harris is someone to look out for.
Okay, so that's an if, but he's not there right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying in my eyes, that's who I think the top heavyweight fighters are. like not thinking about who lost to who in the sense like that. If you understand what I'm saying. In my eyes, who I think the best heavyweight fighters with the best skill in the division is, because what you know what I mean? Like Rosenstruck, he had one.
Wade
He
does
had
better
one.
wrestling than any of them besides DC.
Yeah. Oh man.
He's the second best heavyweight wrestler.
Did DC fight Ngannou?
No.
That would be a good fight.
That's why I want DC to win. Only because
He
I
wouldn't
wanna
fight
see
Ngannou. He would know he would lose though. He would.
Didn't he say he wanted to fight him?
I mean, DC says he wants to fight everyone. He wants to stay relevant.
We'll see.
All right.
But I know, but Stipe has beaten Ngannou.
Yeah, he has.
So that's interesting.
Stipe is one of the most like low key UFC fighters. He just lives in Cleveland, doesn't do that much. Like he just hangs out, just chills. Like I saw on Embedded the last DC versus Stipe fight. Like he was at a thrift store buying random stuff he really didn't even need. He was just there, like because he's just an everyday person. You know what I mean? But
and he beat Ngannou in the most boring way, but that's how you have to do it if you're gonna fight Ngannou.
Yep.
You can't have an exciting fight and win against Ngannou, because if it's exciting, it's you getting put to sleep.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we're gonna leave it there, Jeff. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Pound for Pound MMA podcast, Instagram coming soon, Twitter, all that stuff. We're getting it taken care of. Just trying to focus more on the actual content at the time being. Jeff, do you want to plug your Instagram or anything, or your Reddit or whatever?
I'm chilling for now.
You haven't got it put together yet? You can follow me at J_walk on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff for Pound and stuff like that. But once we get the Instagram up, we'll go ahead and talk about that. But thanks for joining us today. Thanks, Jeff, for being here. Appreciate it a lot. All right. Enjoy the fights, guys. Peace.